Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rebel Chums channel. It's been a while. Today I want to make a video, quick summarization of my first impressions with the new Oculus Quest 3. We received it yesterday. We have been using the Oculus Quest 2 since its release. So we have been using it for well over 3 years. It doesn't look like it, but it's pretty beat up and it's heavily used. On average, this Quest 2 has been on for somewhere between 2 and 4 hours a day. We share it among 3 people. I use it on average 2 hours a day. My oldest son for an hour or two. My middle son use it for an hour or so. So that's it, 4 or 5 hours a day. This thing has been rocking non-stop. And it's still good. It still works flawlessly. But it's pretty beat up. So yesterday we received the new Oculus Quest 3. And we've been trying it out, and just the sheer slimness of it is so different. Every time I pick up the Quest 2 now, it's like an old school like brick, like the ones, like the cases where you put your phone and it was in front of it and you had like this very cheap casing. That's how the Quest 2 feels to me now. The Quest 3 is just this next level in terms of design and feel. It's a bit heavier, but you don't notice it because in this case I used the battery pack on the back. Unfortunately, my son broke the charging pins on the USB-C, so I can't use it anymore. So I have to either wire a new charging cable on there or whatever. But honestly, I don't think we will use the Quest 2 that much anymore. Because if you do side-to-side comparison between the two, and you start using them for games and whatnot, it's the clarity and the sharpness is a huge difference already. I'm sorry it's a bit dark in here. I don't have a fancy YouTube studio. I don't have a gaming room. I'm not a gamer. I don't want to have a fancy YouTube room and RGB lights and whatnot. I'm just making a quick video to share my first impressions for everyone seeking out some information. So I cannot capture the footage either and just showcase and do cool edits. It's gonna be frank. But I can explain what I think of the Oculus Quest 3 so far. So the first thing that both my oldest son and me noticed after a couple of hours of using the Quest 3 is that everything seems to be the same. Like everything seems like it's exactly the same. What's different? But it's only when you go back to the Oculus Quest 2 that you get flabbergasted by how blurry and how grayish and whitish and washed out the picture is on the Quest 2. And then you think, how could I have done this for 3+ years? Because now I move to this one, everything still looks kind of ugly and kind of blocky and kind of everything looks like a mobile game. Okay, that has always been the case, but because it was blurry and it wasn't that sharp, and the field of view and the IDP settings were a bit limited, that's why maybe the perception of it being as nice as what it is now on the Quest 3, in my mind, it's kind of weird how that works, but every time I go back and forth, it's like night and day difference. The black colors, the white colors, the clarity, the sharpness is just unparalleled on the Quest 3. The only downside is, so far we tested it, only one game that we found that was optimized for the Quest 3, or that really shown the changes in the quality of the new hardware that we didn't see with the other games, and that was Contractors 2, where we really could see, wow, it's a lot more clear and there's a lot more clarity, sharper, higher resolution or something. I don't know, I cannot put my finger on it because probably there's no patch 1 update yet for any of the games. The other games, like we have a small library of games like Gorn and Beat Sabers, etc. Yeah, they do look a bit sharper, etc. But if you didn't have a Quest 2 with you to compare right away, you would think it's exactly the same. Like the graphic fidelity would feel like it's almost the same. At least that's how we experience it. You might have a very different experience, but for us it feels like, yeah, why is there not much change? So it's still a little bit of a difficult period. I think the first few months we have to wait till all these game developers of our favorite games come out with a graphical update patch that bring their game to the next level. If they do anyway, you don't know. Not all of them will do. The controllers, the haptic feedback, much nicer on the new Quest controller. In terms of tracking, cannot say yet if it's any better or worse, to be honest. I need to spend more time on that. What I do say is that I'm concerned, given that they use the same exact thumbstick and the mechanism that's inside the controller. That's exactly the same. It's a cheap OEM Chinese made controller stick that also is used in other appliances. It's not great. They cause drift stick, and these ones were drifting within the first 6 months that we owned the Quest 2, and they have been traumatic from the get-go. I used the electronic contact spray, didn't help. I tear them apart, replace the thumbstick units, didn't really work because there's a little dead spot in them and they still kind of drift and stick, and they just don't work that great. Some coffee. The miss of the ring, that is something I do miss. There's no ring to catch the controller if it slips out of your hand, even though you will use the strap. My middle son of 5 removed them for fun, so we don't have them at the moment on this one. But normally, like if the controller slips out of your hand or something, then you have the ring that kind of helps you to catch it. That is something that we don't have with this one, and it feels a bit more dinky, and it feels a bit more easier to slip out of your hand and then fall on the ground. So yeah, I'm a big fan of big screen. I always watch my YouTube content and my movies. I like to watch them in a shared group of people. I like the background noises, people bickering or talking or whatever. I kind of enjoy that. It feels alive. Sorry, my nose is dripping like a crazy man. I'm having a cold today, so I went home for sickness. So a big game. You can also notice that, like Contractors, the 3D environments of the cinema environments are much more sharp. It's much more pleasant to sit in those environments. Also, the personal, the personal environments to like your own home environments, they are also sharper and more vibrant in colors, and that is something that you really noticed. But it isn't like day and night difference. So it is noticeable, but it's not day and night. It's like not gonna blow you away how much better it is. Again, maybe with a graphical patch update, they will fix that and blow our minds. But for now, everything feels very familiar. The pass-through, the mixed reality, like so many people say, it's like watching through an iPhone 4 or something, or a 360p in terms of resolution on YouTube. It's still warpy, a little bit funky. Sometimes I do almost seems to have like a grayish overlay. Sometimes I see some gray passing through the colors. I don't know if that's just me or it has to do with my boundaries. Some hints of gray in there. What I do notice as well is what other people say. There is some graininess, constant grain in certain things. So I noticed that in the pass-through there's a grain, but also in the Meta browser. If you go to Google and search for images, I normally use the browser to watch some shit on the internet on the Oculus Quest. The Oculus Quest 2, the images, when you Google them, sorry, my oldest youngest son, are clear. On this one, they're compressed and they're grainy, and it's pretty bad looking, to be honest. I don't know why they did that. Probably to preserve data when you're browsing through the internet or browsing cached website content. I don't know, but it looks uglier. It looks worse in the Oculus Quest 3 browser, images, etc. But on the other hand, the rest of the website looks sharper. So the whole website, the whole browser itself looks sharper, cleaner, clearer, but the images that are from the internet look shittier. And YouTube looks good as well. So I don't know why that is. Why the browser has like this weird compression on images. Then a few more things that I want to point out. The Oculus Quest 2, well, you have this standard light blocking foam for your eyes for comfort. I noticed with this one, with the default one, there is some light bleed from the sides for me, and it reflects in the pancake lenses, and it's pretty obviously when I'm sitting next to some lights like I did yesterday, they shine through those little cracks here, probably my head shape, and they were reflecting on the pancake lenses, and there were like two vertical reflection lines, and it was kind of annoying. That was the only thing that I noticed. The audio is way better, louder, crisper, cleaner, and clearer than on the Quest 2, which I already like. I always liked it. I never use a headset. I always use the standard built-in speakers, because they really do work for me, because I'm deaf on one ear, so I only have use of one side of the speakers anyway, but that's a personal thing. So those are my original findings. Now I will make more videos for you if you have any questions. For now, when you get your Oculus Quest 3, or you already got it, don't expect crazy different results. It is better, but it's not fully shown yet, because as I said, a lot of games still need to be optimized for the new hardware, and they require a patch update or a release of a patch, which is not done yet, which is also kind of silly. I would expect all these existing apps already have their patch ready by day one, and you can download it, and you were like, whoa, that's really cool, Quest 3 only update for this and this game, and wow. Not so much yet, but maybe we didn't look clearly enough. The pass-through is cool. The demo game, I forgot the name, with the little alien balls, the fuzzy balls that jumping out of the windows and I don't know whatever. That is dope. That's a really cool app, and it shows the pass-through technology, and it's cool. Like that one's like straight up really cool. You shoot through the walls of your home or your room, and you can see like an alien world outside, and that is really cool. And I hope they're gonna be a lot more type of games like that leverage that fully, make your home into a spaceship or whatever, like crazy things. Bring it on. Really cool, handles it really well. Reading, I'm coming in a moment. Reading your iPhone to pass through is possible, but it's pretty terrible. It's like blurry and blah. It's not sharp, and it's not really great to do. Yeah, you can make out the words, but it's just not. You're not gonna read an email through it. It's not. The pass through is not great for that. So I'm gonna leave this little video here for now. Any comments, let me know. Just type them out, and I tried to make another video today. Sorry, I have to attend my son now. He's like, oh, my iPad's not working. Oh, take care. Bye.